Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm doing well. Southampton have knocked Manchester City out of the Carabao Cup. Manchester City, 0 shots on target today. Absolutely dominated by Southampton. Pep Guardiola embarrassed by Nathan Jones. And we also saw the semi-final draw made as well, which sees Nottingham Forest against Manchester United. They beat Wolves. And Southampton against Newcastle. Yes, Newcastle beat Leicester yesterday, and that is the draw. So, an interesting last four in the EFL Cup, and Southampton slapping Manchester City out of the competition, a competition that they have dominated. In domestic quarter-finals, Pep Guardiola has not lost in like 16 until today, and the goals that came from Southampton were absolutely fantastic. The first goal from Mare was an incredible finish from a decent cross into the box, a first time finish. He ghosted Kyle Walker with his run, and it was a fantastic finish across the front of the goal. And the second, a fantastic lob by Gineppo, but you've got to ask, where was the goalkeeper? In goal today for Manchester City was Ortega. I just had to check. I forgot his name, and his name will continue to be forgettable because of the fact his goalkeeping like that. It was like watching me on FIFA 23. You had a goalkeeper just dilly-dallying out of the box. He wasn't that far off his line, but he was far enough. And Gineppo, a lot of players, you know, hurry it, scoff it, get it wrong because they see the opportunity, but he took his time. He had the space, no one closed him down, and it was an excellent finish from Gineppo. But as I said, questionable keeper positioning. The positioning was awful. And at half time, 2-0 to Southampton. And you're looking at a very good scoreline for them. Manchester City, who had rested a few players, they were bringing on the cavalry, the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland, Rodri. So you were still sitting there thinking, maybe Manchester City have a chance. If they get the next goal, then, you know, anything can happen. But they had 0 shots on target in 90 minutes. And if you're looking at anyone scoring in the second half, it was Southampton. They had a goal disallowed from Adams for offside, clear offside. But nevertheless, it was disallowed goal for offside. They were the ones that looked like scoring the most. Manchester City didn't create much, even when you had Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland on the pitch. Now, I know they performed badly today and they were beaten by Southampton today, and that benefits United because the favourites are out of a competition that we're still in the semi-finals. But that means that they will be super ready for the Manchester derby. They'll have a point to prove on the weekend, and that probably means trouble for Manchester United. But nevertheless, a great result for United today, and Manchester City performing really badly. If they do perform like that against us, which again I doubt because they rested players from the start today, then United have a great chance of getting a victory against them on the weekend, because it was a really poor performance by Manchester City today. Maybe it's because they've got one eye on those fixtures that are coming up. They've got a pretty, you know, tricky fixture list ahead of them in the next couple of weeks and the month or so. So, you know, maybe they had one eye on that, and maybe it's just a matter of time until they lose one of these games in the EFL Cup. But they were really poor today. And even when they dominated the possession in the second half, I think it ended with like Southampton having 27% possession. Manchester City still didn't really create anything. They huffed and puffed, but they resorted to a few crosses into the box. And as I said, and I'll reiterate, no shots on target in 90 minutes. The closest we come to a goal was through Southampton. Kyle Walker-Peters played well, had a few openings that maybe he could have done better with in the box, but I thought he did really well today. Ward-Prowse, Diallo, excellent. Walker-Peters, as I said, Salisu, very good as well. Lavia, who they signed from Manchester City, very good. Amare and Gineppo's goals, absolutely fantastic. Huge for Nathan Jones, who's been struggling recently. Obviously got a result against Crystal Palace which helped them, but he's been struggling recently, and that's a huge result for them. But I'm delighted. Wolves out tonight, and Manchester City out tonight, the two most difficult opposition, with all due respect, and of course we still have to pay respect to Nottingham Forest. It's a difficult game going to the City ground, and you don't want to give them anything going there because, you know, anything can happen at Old Trafford. But we would have liked to have not seen Wolves in the next round, because them over 2 legs is a difficult tie against Lopetegui, and especially they've got a good record against us in cup competitions. So I'm glad we're not going to see Wolves in the next round. I'm glad obviously that Manchester City are out, and the last 4 Forest against Manchester United, Southampton against Newcastle, two-legged ties. There'll be over 2 legs. The home tie, the home team in these draws will obviously play at home first. So Forest will be at home in the first game. Southampton will be at home in their first game. So we'll take the second leg at Old Trafford, which is good for us as well. And everything is coming up Millhouse at the moment, isn't it? It's coming up really good for Manchester United. We're into the semi-finals. We've got a decent draw. Obviously, Manchester City are knocked out. We're into the next round of the FA Cup. We've got Reading. Now, anything can happen in these games, so I'm not counting my chickens before any eggs have been hatched yet. But Manchester City have got Arsenal in that competition as well, so one of them are going to go. We've got good opportunities at the moment in the cup competitions. And then we've got the league coming up, some really, really difficult games. But after the run that we've been on, winning every single game since the World Cup break, with those games coming up, United will be confident. And if we can get results against Manchester City and Arsenal, it leaves us in a really strong position in terms of top 4. And then we can focus on how high we can... Look, I'm not going to say we're going to challenge for the league. I don't think that's the case. You focus on that if you get to April, May, and you're within a couple of points away. We shouldn't be focusing on that right now, because the stage we're at in transition, we could have a month where we don't perform too well, and that's nothing to worry about. We're in transition at the moment, but that's why results against City and Arsenal, if we can get them 3-4 points out of those games, if we get 6, top 4 will be looking really, really nice. And who knows where else we can go with the season. Maybe I'll be saying that mad thing again, those 4 words again. But we'll save it for now. At the moment, though, the EFL Cup is heating up, the Carabao Cup, whatever you want to call it. And the last 4, we're looking at Manchester United against Forest, with the home game, the second leg for United. And, of course, Southampton against Newcastle in the last 4. Huge opportunity for United to get to Wembley in Eric Ten Hag's first season. How good it would be to get a trophy under our belt in his first season as well. We haven't won a trophy in a while. I think 5 seasons now, and it'd be 6 if we didn't win one this season. So it'd be nice to get a trophy under our belt. EFL Cup's the first trophy you can win, and we're still in with a huge opportunity. Can't take nothing for granted though. Got 2 legs against Forest coming up, and of course, if you come up against we played Southampton before in the EFL Cup final, and it was a difficult game, and that we just about overcome them in. And if you come up against Newcastle in the final, you don't want to be coming up against their potential first trophy under the Saudi regime against Manchester United. I don't want to be a part of that storyline. So hopefully United can do Forest, and Southampton can get through, and it can be a repeat of the last time we won this competition. But anyway, Forest up next. Up next actually City this weekend. Can't wait for that. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and make sure you're keeping it locked. Plenty more content coming your way. And until next time, I'm out of here.